Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm doing my predictions for match 2 of the Euros so far. So we're going to go through each of the groups like we did before. First predictions weren't too bad. A few upsets in there. Who would have thought Romania would have won and smashed Ukraine? But that's what the Euros is all about. That's why we watch it and love it. So our first game here, the actual first game is Croatia versus Albania, which is Group B. So we're actually going to leave that for now. We're going to jump straight into Group A of the tournament. Obviously, Germany smashed Scotland on the opening day. And they are playing against Hungary, who I believe they lost to Switzerland. So Switzerland ended up beating Hungary in the first game, leaving Hungary really needing a win, or at least a point here against Germany. A very tough game. Germany looks super impressive. For me, the most impressive team. Players like Musiala, Wirtz, even Kai Havertz played really well. Toni Kroos controlling that midfield. I mean, they look very devilish and very tough to play against. So I think it'll be very tough for them in this game. I think Hungary are going to struggle. Can I see them getting a point? Yes, I can. They are quite a tough team to play against. They didn't quite show up too much against Switzerland for me. Hungary really need a point here against Germany. I think really to give them a chance of that second spot. Obviously, they can beat Scotland to get that third place spot, but they don't want to lose the first two opening games. It really puts a lot of pressure on that last game. So I think it's going to be tough for them. I can't see them, unfortunately, getting anything from Germany. Germany they look way too good in that first game, even against a poor Scottish side. I think the game's going to end. I think it's going to end 2-0. I think Germany are going to be quite confident. I think players like Musiala and Wirtz are just going to dominate that game. For the second game, we have Scotland-Switzerland. I think, again, Scotland are going to struggle. I think this could go down as a draw, though. Scotland need to get something. It's going to be close. I think Scotland have got a big game against Hungary in the third game. Really, they're battling it for that third spot at this point. A draw here for Scotland would be massive in terms of getting that one over on Hungary and taking it down to that third and final game and only needing to draw to get that third spot. But I think Scotland are going to struggle in this game. Switzerland showing the quality, and I think Switzerland just overpower them. I think they're going to win the game 2-0. Scotland not doing too much, unfortunately, crashing out for me of the tournament quite early based on how they're playing. But the next game we get into, we're jumping over to Group B now, which the first game of the match day 2 fixtures is Croatia-Albania, which is just about to kick off when I'm recording this. And for me, I think, again, Albania, a lot of teams are writing them off, and I think they're going to do well against Croatia. I can see them potentially winning this game. Croatia do have a lot of quality and definitely could have caused an upset against Spain. They didn't quite put away their chances. If they get the chances they do against Spain, I'm sure they will put them away. But I see Albania creating chances also, and I think Albania are going to come away with a draw. I think it's going to be a bit unfortunate for them. I can see them getting a goal and then going to 2-2 and unfortunately just dropping out. But I think they're going to draw the game 2-2, giving themselves a chance, but they have to go to Spain, get a result. It should be tough, but I think they'll do well against Croatia. I think they'll set up quite well against them. The next game in that group is Spain versus Italy. Now, this is, for many people, the top fixture in that Group B. The two top teams, the teams battling for that top spot, getting the best pot into moving into the round of 16. You get second in the group, you might be coming up against Portugal, England, Germany. However, you get first in that group, you're definitely facing some of the lower teams more than likely. I think Spain are going to dominate the possession. I think Italy are going to sit in deep and try and hit them with some of their quick players. And I see Spain just controlling the game. I think they're going to end up winning the game. I think it's going to be closer, pretty close anyway. But I think Spain will come out on top and win the game 2-1. And I think they'll go on and win the group from this position, as they look pretty comfortable in the first game against Croatia. Being the all-important competition for me, we have Denmark versus England. A lot of people are saying Denmark will be the toughest game for us. Not so sure, because I think all the teams in our group are pretty tough. They're quite awkward to beat. Only ended up beating Serbia 1-0, and I think we kind of struggled against them. We beat Denmark in the semi-finals of the Euros last time out, so I think we should really be looking to try and win this game. Don't think we'll be that dominant, and I don't think there'll be many goals. Maybe 2-0. I don't think we'll play too well, but I think we'll get over the line, get the 6 points on the board early, try and guarantee ourselves that top spot. Hoping to see a lot more quality from England. I wonder if he changes it, maybe brings in Gordon on the left. But in midfield, I'm hoping to see Bellingham do more. I'm hoping to see Kane get a bit more involved. Saka get aggressive like he was before. Get down that right-hand side. Be a bit more attacking. Move forward a bit more. It'd be nice to see Declan Rice not just sit. It's difficult because we currently almost play as like a 4 or a 5 that stay back up once and stay behind the ball, which we don't really need. We were watching Portugal yesterday, and Portugal really tried to control the game by pushing all their players forward. The fullbacks were forward. They're almost playing like Man City. Ruben Diaz and Pepe were just on the probably 45 yards out of the opposition's goal, and they were just trying to keep that pressure on and just suffocate them, and they ended up doing it in the end and winning the game 2-1, even though they didn't play well. But that's what we need to really look at do. But we won't, obviously, as we are England, we don't do that type of stuff. But I think we'll come out with the win, get the 6 points anyway, and that'd be great for us, because pretty much guaranteed going through. Next up, we have Slovenia-Serbia. So we obviously beat Serbia in the first group. However, Slovenia and Denmark ended up drawing. A lot of people were a bit surprised about Slovenia and their performance they put up. And I don't think it's that surprising for me. They're all going to be tough in this group. And this one's a really tough one to predict. I think either team can win it. Serbia do have a lot of quality. They are looking to get that win now. They lost against England. And obviously Slovenia have the upper hand. They have the point already on the board against Denmark. So they'll definitely be looking to try and push on from that and maybe get a win from this game. I think Slovenia are going to come out with a win. I think they're going to win the game 2-1. So moving on to Group D now, which have some really, really big games. So we have Poland, Austria, and we have the two bigger teams going head-to-head with no Mbappe, obviously breaking his nose in the first game. Netherlands, France, definitely changes the dynamic. They don't have the outlet they used to have with Mbappe running and pushing that back line. So it'll be quite interesting. It really evens up the game for me. And it'd be tough to predict. The odds are saying quite even, so we'll have to see how it gets on. But first off, we'll go to the Poland-Austria game. Poland looked pretty darn good. You know what? I was really writing them off as a team that have lost it. They haven't even got Lewandowski and some of their good players playing, but they really showed up against the Netherlands, and they could have easily won that game. Unfortunately, conceded late to Weghorst. You know what he's like. He loves a late goal. But I can see Poland outshining Austria, getting the 3 points, and I think that might be enough to push them through as a third place spot. I think they're going to win the game 2-0 and be somewhat comfortable. Austria really need to put some pressure on and take the game to Poland to get that win, but I can't see them doing it, and I can see them crashing out, unfortunately, but we shall see. Now on to the big game, Netherlands-France. Such a tough game to predict. Mbappe out, like I said, and Netherlands should be fancying themselves now that Mbappe's out. They're lacking that little bit of quality on that side. And I can see them actually getting something from the game. A lot of people back in France, but I can see it being a draw. I think it's going to end 1-1. I think both teams are going to cancel each other out. You've got to think Netherlands have a lot of good defenders. Ake, they've got Van Dijk, got De Vrij, got Van der Ven, good fullbacks. Dumfries is good. I think they've got quite a solid foundation to do something in this competition. And I think they're going to get points. I think 1-0 is a pretty fair prediction. The Slovakia versus Ukraine game. Ukraine obviously didn't perform very well, got absolutely battered by Romania. Really need to get something from this game. Slovakia, on the other hand, they got an unlikely victory. They ended up beating Belgium, which not many people would have predicted. So it leaves it quite open where Ukraine need to look to get that victory, get the points on the board now. Ukraine would have been the favourites going into the tournament in this game. With the results going as they have, I think a lot of people will be back in Slovakia for this. And I think I will as well. I think Slovakia, all these Eastern European teams are very tough. Slovenia, Slovakia, Serbia, any teams like this in that Eastern European category, I would say is quite difficult. That's why I think Albania would do quite well, and they have. So I think Slovakia are going to win the game. I think Ukraine aren't going to do that well, and I think they're going to win the game 1-0. This will mean that Ukraine move into a position where they have it 0 from 6, and then they go up against Belgium, and I think obviously they might struggle in that game as well. Next game in Group E is a big game. So we have Belgium versus Romania. Romania smashing Ukraine in the first game, scored some absolute belting goals. Stankchu with the most obvious, and Belgium really need to pick up something here. They need a win. If they're looking for that top spot, they need to smash Romania, smash Ukraine, and fingers crossed Slovakia don't do an absolute sweep of the group. Who knows, they might very much well do that, but Belgium need a win in this game, and I don't fancy them. They had a lot of chances. They could have won that game with the offside goals that they had, but I don't fancy them. I just don't think they have a good enough squad. Their defence is pretty shambolic, to say the least. They have some amazing individual quality, But you know what they're missing? They're missing a player like Eden Hazard, which they used to have, a player that can pick up the ball, beat players. They have Doku, but I don't think he's quite up to that standard that they need, and I can see it being a draw. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw in this game, and unfortunately, I think Belgium are going to look like they're going to struggle in getting out of this group. Who knows? We shall see. But hopefully Romania can go through. It'd be an amazing upset and a great underdog story for them. Moving on to the last group now, it's Turkey-Portugal. Turkey getting the big win against Georgia. They ended up winning the game 2-1, and I tell you now, what a game that was. So much happening. Georgia played so well. They created chances, hit the crossbar at the end, and they really, really made a statement saying we aren't just any team that can be rolled over. Turkey scored some quick goals, and you were thinking, oh, this is a whitewash, but Georgia turned around, got stuck in, almost clawed back and got a result here. Czechia do look quite tough as well. They played well against Portugal. Portugal got kind of lucky with winning that game. Czechia definitely had some chances. So this is a tough one to predict for me. I'm going to edge Czechia just based on quality, and they're quite rugged and tough to beat. I think Czechia will dominate this performance, win the game 2-0. I think it'll be quite comfortable for them. But Turkey-Portugal, that might be a tough game to predict. Turkey will be looking maybe to try and nick a point. I think it'll be a good point for them, try and solidify that second spot in the group. I think Turkey are unfortunately just lacking that little bit of quality that they probably need to get into that position, get a result against Portugal. So I do think it's going to end 2-1 to Portugal. But Portugal, you know what they're like. They have the quality, but they don't gel too well as a team of recent years. So I can see them maybe struggling against Turkey, especially with some of the quality they have up top. And hopefully for some great games. We've had some amazing games so far. It's the best time of year for me watching the Euros, and I'm very grateful for everyone that watches my videos and enjoys my content, just listening to me talk about football. We're watching all the games. Like I said, the first game's kicking off now with Croatia and Albania in very, very shortly. So I'll get this video as soon as I can. I'll try and edit as soon as possible. But let's get down to watching the games, enjoying the football, and I hope everyone's having an amazing time. Please, if you do like the content, do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your predictions are. Let me know how your team performed in their first game of the tournament, or the team that you're supporting. I'll be sure to see you in the next one. So I'll see you soon. Peace.